Hey Thomas, hey Ramsey, hey Lauren.
Hey, good morning,
Morning.
Hey,
everybody.
good morning.
Morning.
Okay, so thanks everybody for joining this series of calls, career growth sessions, where we help empower, enable everybody to find the job they love. So today's session, find your inner compass with the help of nature. So if you're coming regularly to those calls, we normally record those calls. So if you're not comfortable being recorded or streamed, we, share those on YouTube or social media. So if you're not comfortable being streamed or recorded, please leave the session now. So the community will boost your networking and practice and knowledge. So if you're comfortable sharing your LinkedIn profile in the chat and connect with others who do share their LinkedIn profile, that would help you grow your network and find the job that you love and also find your full potential as well. So the call is going to be Alexandra will speak for maybe 40 minutes or so, and then we'll open up for Q&A. Please limit your Q&A for 2 minutes to give a chance to others to ask questions, and please stay on mute most of the time. If you can come on camera, that would be great. That helps the speaker to engage with real faces. It's a little bit tough to speak just in front of the camera without seeing others. So if you again comfortable doing so, come on camera. That would be great. At the end of this call, we run a survey. It's just 1 minute form. If you want to just share your voice, tell us how we did and what are you looking for the next sessions. We also take a group selfie to use for marketing and social media, promote those calls. So stick around till the end. We take it almost 2 minutes before the end. Quotas and recommendations. So this whole community is about volunteering. So nobody's paid here. So if you would like to provide quotas and recommendation to the speaker through LinkedIn, that would be great. That would help the speaker get recognized in the space as well. So and also it could get you visibility in your job search as well. So our promise, you will get hired within 3 to 6 months. If you continue to show up, if you continue to apply what we shared, we have tons of great material on the YouTube channel. If you want to go back and check, how to update your resume, how to update your LinkedIn profile, how to, stand in an interview. We have also recruiters who join us every now and then, and they also provide their inside experience for how you could get that job faster. So be curious, ask questions, and teach and learn from others. When you teach others as well, you expand your knowledge and also get faster to the job. So our goal is ambitious. We want to get 1,000 people hired in 2021. Again, with COVID, there is tons of issues. Some people are unfortunately not working, and we would like to get your help and help others, find jobs because it's important for everybody's safety and well-being to have an income, and also mental health is a big issue as well. So we already have 8+ more people got hired in the last weeks. So it shows that this is working. So please continue to show up and continue to learn, continue to teach, continue to share this with others. It's very effective when you apply it. So our ask again, connect with others, subscribe to the YouTube channel, find those videos, see what you like, and let us know how we can improve what we're doing here. Coming up, so this Thursday, we have a session from a great speaker speaking about PowerPoint specifically and how you use slides, in terms of resume and stand out from your competition. So if you're, trying to do your resume as a slide, this speaker is gonna give you lots of great tips about how to use PowerPoint. She's an expert in PowerPoint. And next Sunday, we have a recruiter who's going to speak about recruitment specifically and how to stand out in a crowd of candidates. Those sessions will be shared in Eventbrite, LinkedIn, and Facebook groups. So I'm going to also share the links in the chat here. So today's session, find your inner compass with the help of nature. The objective is to help you find your blind spots, heal your wounds from the past, find happiness with the help of nature. Our speaker, Alexandra Sitch, international conflict mediator and life and healing coach with help of nature, speaker and best-selling author of the book The Universal Language of Nature. Alexandra empowers professionals and individuals to find their blind spots which overwhelm them, become their best self, and find more happiness with help of of animals and nature. With that, I will hand it over to you, Alexandra. The floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Amit. Well, hello, everybody. I'm just going to start with a small thing. So how many of you love nature? I can see the hands all quite a lot, I think. Yeah. And how many of you would love nature to show them their unique career path to improve their personal branding, their non-verbal communication, and find their blind spots? That's also probably quite interesting for most, a bit different, but it is possible. So great. Well, welcome everybody. Well, for the next coming minutes, I'm going to show you how nature, and not only nature, but also other techniques, can help you to find your unique career path and your best non-verbal communication, your higher self, I would even call it, because there's where all your potential lies. If you believe in it or not, there's so much more in you than you think there is. So I'm going to show you that in the coming time. First, I would love to thank Ahmed, the organizer in any case, for creating this space, and for you all of taking the time of being here with me, with us all together, and spending your energy and time. So thanks a lot. I first of all would like to share with you a little bit about myself, to understand a little bit my career and life path. Which may be quite important just to see how things sometimes shift and change in life, and how useful that can be. Sometimes sort of negative circumstances or situations can suddenly put you into a wonderful situation, which may be a blessing in disguise. So a little bit about myself, a bit about my professional story. Let's say back in the 80s, right out of school, I dreamt really of a life full of travels. I had many contacts in different cultures because I was already a sort of product of more cultures. I've always loved travel. I was in a fish, like a fish in the water, with just different nationalities and cultures. Well, my passion was international relations and languages. I studied international relations, conflict resolution, and I worked in peace-building organizations after my studies, NGOs, and communication jobs in European companies, such as first of all, European Commission, so the European thought. I just really loved connecting people and different cultures. I worked for the hotel industry, Western hotels, and the airline industry, Air France, KLM, Alitalia, French, German airlines, railways, Puma clothes, sort of different companies. And I noticed in these companies that conflicts between people and in teams could be for a great deal solved through dialogue, through mediation, just lots of good communication. But there was something missing. I noticed that lots of the conflicts came back quite often, the research over again. I noticed that there were sort of really inner conflicts as well. You know, like in teams, you saw people having a lack of motivation, a manager not being able to transmit his message to his employees, to his team members. People got sometimes burnouts because they felt bullied. Certain things were not being expressed in teams or in their lives, in their professional environment. They felt sometimes there was a certain, tension under the surface, but things were not said, things were not being expressed, irritations either. So lots of things mounted up, and at a certain moment, people, of course, got burnout. So I noticed this, and at that moment, I also had a certain burnout at the time, and I wondered, is this really the path I want to go? I loved, of course, the international companies, but I was somehow looking for something more, and that was really this part, the inner conflicts of people. So I started to study psychology. I started to look at trainings where people really had to work with therapy and with their, let's say, their intuition, their feelings, and their blockages, because everybody's got blockages from the past, and you take them into your, from childhood, you take them into your relationships and also into your professional life. Maybe I can have the first slide, please, Ahmed. So yeah, this is fine. Yeah. So what was funny, of course, at a certain point, people brought these blockages into their career and into their professional life. I also went at a certain point into a Queen-assisted coaching congress, which was quite interesting. I noticed that conflicts could be analyzed and showed by horses. It was very interesting. I went into the ring, and a horse came towards me. At the moment, I was my authentic self, and I was able to express what I really felt. But at moments I had I didn't feel comfortable. I wasn't really myself. I was putting on a mask, I always say, showing myself stronger than I was. This horse would take a big distance from me. And that's really a wonderful example of how important it is also in your conversations, in your looking for a job, that you're really, let's say, your authentic self, that you're really faithful to yourself. What do you want? What do you feel? And can you express it, what you feel? So I noticed horses can do so much for us. So I started also training with this horse coaching of people with horses. So no riding, just working very simply with the language of animals, and here especially horses. And I started to work with this after the training, also for teams, for people who are looking for a new path in their life. And I saw that it's not only your mind you should work with when you're organizing your career path. It's very much your intuition, your body sense, your felt sense, I call it. And that is something which is so neglected in our society. So this was wonderful to work with managers, with team members. As soon as, for example, in a team, people were not comfortable working with each other, or things were not being expressed in the ring with the horses would just make a connection between the two people who were not getting on. There was something to be repaired there. Horses just feel everything. It's really interesting how much they're connected to the knowing field, I call it, to the energy of each person and the dynamics of each person's life. So that was really a part I love to use in my professional life, besides traditional mediation, working with energy, working with your intuition. So what happens if you're not using your intuition in your life? We get a lack of perspective very often, a lack of the bigger picture, seeing the bigger picture, also for your job, for your life, for your career. There's often a lack of constructive communication. If you just talk from the mind and you're not really connected feeling-wise, you cannot transmit that you're convinced of that idea you're transmitting. So it's important to be really in one line, your mind and your intuition. lack of connection with yourself and others. So if you can't transmit a message, people just not listen really to you, and they will not get into what you really want, to show them. They don't really feel your passion about certain things. There's a lack of flow and authentic power. You get sometimes stress and frustration because people just don't see you the way you really are, and this is of course the source of possible burnout. I would love to ask you, do you see anything, do you recognize anything of these things in your professional life, which the ones I just show you here on my sheet? If you have got a little comment, or if you got an answer, please react in the chat. So just see here, I just see a LinkedIn. No, there's nobody reacting yet, but it will be for later. We're going to do exercises, so you'll have to react. There will be an active interaction here. I don't accept you just listening. You'll have to invest in yourself. So, oh, I see here, yes. So love to know which one you have a lack of flow sometimes, or a lack of constructive communication in your team or professional life. Please write it down if you can, so I can always get into your remarks and questions. Yeah. So, well, just in short, what I'm doing now today, I empower professionals really who want the freedom to be themselves. So that really means finding your higher self, finding all your potential, and that you can do with your intuition here, by healing your blind spots, your nonverbal communication. So we can discover this intuition and your inner compass, and you will feel you'll be more in a flow of life. Things will just fall into place. Things will happen. People come into your path who really are useful for your development and your career and life. I just see a constructive communication and connection. Yeah, I'm sure, because lots of people try to think it through what they want to do, but do they feel it through? That's the thing, Selma. That's right. I think that's a very important point. So I collected all these experiences with people, with team members, and I started to work on a book. I just like to present you the book, which I wrote after all these experiences. They give you some examples, this book, The Universal Language of Nature. And that really this book talks about all the sessions I had with managers, with team members, the kind of problems they had, the way horses reacted, the way they were solved, because you can do exercises with them. And it's just in a very short time that people go to the solution of their problem. With an audit, people talk and talk, but talking always takes you to the mind. It doesn't take you to your intuition, to your felt sense, and that is so important. So, what is often the problem? The biggest challenge for most of the people looking for jobs in their professional life, as I just mentioned before,
Did we lose the speaker, Ahmed, by chance?
So sorry, something went wrong there. No, something fell out. I'm back again. So I've just taken it on again. So the biggest challenge for most of the professionals is really something subconscious, something lots of people are not aware of. So lots of people just do not feel good enough because they don't have this connection with their, let's say, higher self, their intuition. And especially women, I must say, it's something systemic from generations. We all know in your childhood, you had maybe a dad telling you, well, you can't do that, or a mom telling you, you're not good at this or that. And somehow, without being aware of it, you may feel that you can't do it well enough. So there is something to heal in general, something we are not aware of, but you will show it in your nonverbal communication with other people during their conversation, your interviews. You will somehow maybe avoid certain topics, or with your body language, you will avoid certain information. You will not maybe be completely open and completely convinced of what you have to say. That's fine, Ahmed. I'm fine here. Yeah, thank you. So, as we are not healed from the past, we keep these blind spots and these problems in our nonverbal communication. So if we're not healing them, we have the sort of jobs we don't want. We get the sort of relationship we maybe don't want, or we are not in our full power in our relationships, or in our professional relationships. We get problems as burnout. We don't communicate our boundaries. That's a very important point. Lots of people are afraid of telling them, well, this I can do, but I can't do that. They say with the mind, I can do it, but do they really feel they can do it? At that moment, maybe it's better to delegate and to say honestly to another colleague, sorry, could you do this for me? It's just a bit too much for me. So that means you will stay in your power, but you only have to feel it first before you can really transmit this message. Lots of people don't, and that's where you fall into problems like burnout, lack of motivation, fatigue, or even worse, depression. And it also determines the atmosphere of your team, of course, if you're really in touch with that intuition and you can say and connect and communicate that boundary. So let's say help is on the way. So I love to help you with trainings. I know with this little workshop, how to get into your authentic power, how to really feel and get in contact with your intuition and communicate what you need to communicate. So you're ready to learn what we can do to get on that unique career path, which is yours. I would like to show you this with an acronym, with points and steps which are important. So we go to the next slide, please, Ahmed. The acronym SAFE, so senses, authenticity, flow, and exercise on energy. So the first one, senses. So there we are again. Always try to use your body wisdom, your senses, not only your mind, because the mind, of course, will give your information, but never as much as your intuition. Senses, we know the brain is important, thinking of solution, but often underestimate this part, the felt sense. So this will give you more self-confidence. And there's something very important. So the body knows, the heart focuses, and the brain organizes. So it's better to have this movement instead of that, or even stopping here somewhere. First, try to feel what you think of a situation, of a problem, of a thing in your life or your work. And then feel, is your heart with it or not? And see if it's the right thing to do or not, or what kind of choice to make. And then you go to the mind to really materialize what you want to do. A little thing which is interesting to know here again, animals can help you a lot. If you've got a dog, try to look at your dog a little bit more. How does your dog react when you're stressed? You will see your dog will probably go far away from you. It's a bit like horses do. Are you a bit depressed, a bit low? Look at how your dog reacts. It will come towards you. You're more vulnerable. And this is the way you may also be in your professional life. Dare to be vulnerable sometimes and tell if you're not feeling well enough to do something. Say it. That's the best way. It will also give you more self-confidence and in a way create more respect from others, because you have got a place. You've got a place in your organization and in life with your unique talents and skills. A little exercise I love to do with you here is really, if you prepare for a difficult interview, always first sit down, connect with yourself. That really means put your legs really well on the floor. Imagine roots going into the floor, deep down into the earth. Relax and sit straight. Relax. Best is even to close your eyes and imagine, I really visualize it, visualize a white column of white light coming from above, going through your whole body. And you relax and you try to imagine this conversation you're going to have, this interview. Connect really with your body. Do this before you have it, this interview, and try to feel in your body, where is the tension? Maybe you can even feel it now. Right now, maybe you had maybe a busy Sunday. Where do you feel tension? And put your hands there where you feel that tension. Go there with your hands and try to send lots of white light there. Really visualize it strongly. It's really important exercise. So breathe in and out, and you always breathe towards that point where you feel the tension. So maybe you try now, and you breathe towards that part where you feel the tension. It can also be here, maybe more heart-wise, and send white light there, and feel that you relax, that you really connect to yourself. So, and this is the moment when you're completely relaxed, that you can write down what you want to say during this interview. You visualize already how it's going to be. So this is an important thing. So maybe you like to write in the chat if you had a certain tension feeling, if you felt that it was reduced during this exercise. Share it with us if you like. Is there any comment? Otherwise, I'll go to the next one. There will be even more interaction needed in the next time. So, this was the senses. I'll go to the next slide, which is authenticity. Can I get the next slide, please, Ahmed? Yeah, thank you. So, that's again what I just mentioned before. Authenticity is really dare to be you, dare to be you. And that means really dare to say what you feel and want. So honesty with your emotions and set boundaries. Also here, you can use this exercise I just gave you. When you're going to do a task, does it feel right or not? Is it too much for you or not? Do you feel it's too much? Just say it. So authenticity is really that the advantages here. You'll have crystal clear communication, empathy development also for the others, of course, important. Boundaries, so more connection with others. Here again, animals are perfect helpers here. They will just come towards you when you're authentic and stay away, far away from you when you're not. When you're angry and nerved, they'll be far off. When you're showing yourself, let's say, holier than the Pope, or or very precise, following certain rules. That's also part, which is often the case in professional life, being too rigid with rules and protocols. Then you also lose yourself, and you won't be in your authentic power anymore, which is not best for your health and not for the team synergy either. So be authentic. I love to go to the next, maybe the next part, flow. So flow. The interesting thing is when you dare to be authentic and you dare to get this connection with your intuition during your whole life, also your professional life, you'll feel there will be more flow in your life, in your whole, everything you're doing. Interesting enough, there will be people coming onto your path who may help you. Suddenly you'll see certain situations happen which help you in your quest of a job, in your interviews, you will see where your talents lie, but always never ignore what your intuition tells you and your heart, of course. Is this really a passion of yours, what you're doing, or not? Or is it just because maybe your mom and dad liked you to do it in the past, or you had some good friends there? This is maybe not your authentic path, maybe not really the path your higher self wants you to take. Once you're on that path, just things will go automatically. That's the interesting thing. We're now in times with so much more consciousness and awareness that people see more and more. When you do things with your feelings, there is flow. There's synchronicity in trusting your intuition. Here again, horses as a tool are wonderful. They're a materialization of energy and dynamics of each person. I like to explain a little bit to you how horses work. It's just in nature that horses always work together. They're all for the survival of the herd. And when they walk around, even when they're in the stables, they always have contact with each other. And as soon as one horse feels slightly vulnerable or not well, they will always compensate for that weakness. And they will show him with their body language what to do. So, of course, during my training, we learned this body language of horses because they do the same with human beings. And that's wonderful, even online, because everything is energy. And they just feel your energy. Are you in your authentic power or not? That's what they want. That's what they do with their horses in their herd, in their group. But they also do that with you. Are you really in your authentic power, what your higher self wants you to be? So, and they will take you through the coaching process, even online, what to do to get rid of your blind spots or of a problem in your nonverbal communication. And it's very interesting. I had, for example, a manager coming to me. He didn't really, he came with his whole team. And he just said with the horse, oh, I'll go first into the ring and do coaching with you. What happened? He was quite boisterous and a bit, a little bit macho, I call it. He went into the ring and the one horse standing there immediately went into confrontation with his manager. It was really like he was taking his space. He was, in fact, pushing him away. And I asked the manager, what is happening here? Oh, I don't know, the horse, strange, the horse doesn't seem to like me. It really goes into confrontation with me. I said, well, what's the matter? Is this something you recognize in your team or the people around you? And then he suddenly went quiet and he said, yeah, it's true. People have quite often discussions with me. I just feel that I need to show them my authority. I said, is it necessary to show this mask of authority? Is it necessary? You're authority enough by being yourself. It was silent again. And even at that moment, being a little bit vulnerable and going really to his inner self, suddenly the horse went quiet. He stood there suddenly calmly next to the manager. and we did a little exercise. So he something he could do in his everyday life with his team members, and an exercise of just relaxing, being self-centered, something we just did now before we all together, relaxing. What do you feel, and talk from the heart. So that's what he did, and after a few sessions he felt so much more better with his team members, and he created much more open communication with his employees thanks to his horse and of course the work he did with his techniques. So that was a wonderful thing, just to tell you how sensitive horses are, how much more we can do with this intuition by going back to our body wisdom. This is just a wonderful thing. We went through the whole, of course, the whole team, every team member did a session here. And of course, every person has got something to solve in his or her system. And that you immediately see with the horse what you can solve. And within a short time, the horse goes into the essential part of your question, of your problem, and also shows you how to solve it, which is of course a great thing in this case. And had quite a lot of success with several companies I worked with. So this is really the flow part. I'd like to do an exercise now with you. Just sit down. Again, quietly, close your eyes, and I would love you to imagine, just relax completely, all closing your eyes and be better self-centered. Go to your belly where your intuition lies. Go there, put your hands there, breathe towards your belly, and now you're completely relaxed. Feet on the floor. Imagine again all these roots going into the floor, and go to your belly. Breathe towards your belly, and imagine a big egg around you. A big egg. Be relaxed in that egg. And what you do now, big egg around you. You're nice and cozy in that egg. And now with one finger you pierce a little hole above in that egg. And now I would like you immediately to see which color of light comes into that egg. Which color is it? And write it in the chat. Write it in the chat, please. Do you see a color? Who dares? Is it red? Is it green? Is it blue?
Yellow for me.
Which color? Sorry?
Yellow.
Yellow, okay. Well, that's very interesting. Well, the colors you see, I start now with yellow, they all have to do with your chakras. Maybe you have heard about chakras. It's all about energy, and certain parts of your body tell you to pay more attention to it. So these are a bit your blind spots. But at the same time, it's a lemniscate. It's a blind spot, but at the same time, maybe a weakness at the moment, but it is also your strength in future, which is really to be developed. Yellow, we can really say with the yellow chakra, the interesting thing is there, this is really linked to relationships and your the first emotions you had in your childhood, where maybe even events which were not digested very well. So there is something to do on the level of relationships for you, but there's also your strength. So this is something you can work on. This is, of course, also what I do in my trainings, work on your relationships. That's, again, work on the relationship with yourself, heal from the past. And then you can also, let's say, when you connect better with yourself, connect better with others. So that's a small indication. Of course, we go deeper into it with trainings. Do you see other colors? Is another color somebody likes to if you have a question afterwards, you can always tell me.
So we have
relationship is your strength really, and your weakness right now. So work on that. It's an interesting part. So we go to the next one. Eve, exercise on energy. Let's say everything is energy. We know your words, your thoughts are energy, your intentions, everything. You may be underestimating this, maybe because you're very much in the IT sector and you're on the mind and on systems, but don't underestimate this. So here again, it's important to focus on the place of stress. So if you have stress, focus on that place. Which mask do you wear? I talk about masks to in fact, let's say, protect yourself. We all do this. Protect yourself from maybe wounds from the past, from childhood. We wear this mask. You have got suddenly the man here on the picture has got a psychopathic mask. He's a manager of a big pharmaceutical company, a great guy, really nice, and got lots of good ideas. But the problem there was really, and the horse shows you this, and that's what he did during this exercise. You may be sometimes more vulnerable. Don't talk too much about protocols. Talk really on a human level with other people. This person had also a yellow, sort of yellow chakra blind spot, really about relationship with himself. So that's where he could work with the horse and with visualization techniques on being more authentic, being able to be vulnerable. You don't have to do it all on your own. You don't need to show that you are an authority. You are an authority by just being yourself. So this is an important part. I can tell you now the next part. Could you maybe give me the next Ahmed, the next slide, please? So horses to correct the blind spots which overwhelm you. I don't know if you can. Could you maybe just play the video?
Yeah, I just need to stop sharing and then re-share again. So give me a second here.
Yeah, sorry. I just want to show you a little bit how horses work. Also online when I'm with
horses, we can look at your relationship. If you've got a question and you're not feeling happy really with your relationship, we can look with the horses what the blockages are. Each horse will be representing one person in this relationship, you and your partner. And they just feel the dynamics of your relationship, even online. So if you see now, for example, the white horse representing your partner, looking outside, looking very far away, as if he wants to get out of it, very restless, not focusing on one thing, and I'm thinking of a specific person, and the other person go the other way. So this already tells you something about this relationship. And during this session, we can do exercises to get them eventually together. On the condition that you're still using your self-love and self-esteem. And this can only improve your relationship or attract better ones. That's also an option. And all this is possible with the horses because they just sense all the dynamics and all the energies of the person we're talking with or we're thinking of.
Yeah, sorry about this. I don't know if that you also had an echo there. I had a huge echo. I don't know if you also had that problem. Did you hear it like that, Ahmed? With the echo?
Maybe it was.
But it doesn't matter. I'll just explain a little.
Do that again. What I'm.
But it's okay. I can just explain to you a little bit. I think you saw the movement of the horses. I was working here with a client who had a bit of a bad relationship with her boss, and she immediately identified with the black horse, and the boss was really personalized by the white horse, and it was a sort of you saw immediately the dynamic was really escaping, avoiding each other, and that was really happening in their relationship. This could have been also, representing a job you want, or a person you have to talk to in your job. But this was really about two people, and it was clear they couldn't get to each other because she was avoiding the issues and the other one was running away. So at that moment, we did an exercise, and certainly there was more calm. There was a certain distance still, which the horses showed clearly. This was maybe not the right partner to work with for her, and she realized that during this session, because there was even when she was really focused on herself, that can happen. It's not the right synergy with another person to work with, and that's what she concluded at the end of the session. So this is one of the techniques I used during the training to get in touch with your intuition and with your inner compass, your inner self, which is so well represented by the horses. After this exercise, we just saw the horses calm down, and she felt really much better. She knew what to do. It gave her more insight. That was really the goal of this session, in fact.
With horses, we can look.
Okay, so the next slide, please. Okay, thanks so much. So a little bit, I would love to do we still have, how much time do we still have? I've got a small exercise still for people.
We have 10 minutes almost.
10 minutes, okay. So a small exercise with you, I'd like to do with you. I really like you to participate, like you to relax, go to your intuition. It's really try to find this relaxed feeling inside you. Feet on the floor, white light coming from above, and try to feel as if you're in a staircase. You're going down and down, deeper down, down, and much deeper and deeper. And then when you come down, completely down in the earth, what do you see around you? Maybe you can write it down in the chat, because it says a lot about the environment, about your state of mind right now. If you see something, write it down. It's really connecting. It may need some more practice, but which environment do you see around you? Do you see trees? Do you see people around you? And then the next part is, there's suddenly horses coming towards you. One horse. What is he doing? Does he stand far away from you? Or does he come very close? Now this may indicate something about how you're right now in your life, in your professional life. Do you take a distance, or are you full into what you want to do? And there's a whole path to take, of course, here, and I can guide you through these exercises where you really find your best self and get rid of those blind spots. So if you have a question here, please write it down. Okay, I don't see a question right now, so I would love to go to the next part then. So these are really the acronyms I worked with to get into your intuition, into your higher self, and really find what you want in your career life and how to improve your nonverbal communication. These are, of course, ideas. I work with tools with horses and visualization techniques, take you through with every step we may take. You go into a sort of phase where you just know where to go and what to do, and things fall into place. So if you like, and I love to work, of course, with you to find your inner compass and authentic leadership with nature and visualization techniques, to find the causes of maybe blockages, your stress, blind spots. Get the right tools for your intuition. I'll take you through that in, and let's say, I take you by the hand and find this intuition, what you really want to do in your professional life, the kind of relationships you want and the kind of job you want. And in this way, you can also analyze relationships, also verbally, we go into it, how you can be more authentic in your wording, in your verbal communication, as well as your non-verbal communication. So I'm offering training, a master training, which is really great because I helped a lot of managers with it to get more aware of their boundaries, of what they want. This master training, can I get please the next sheet, please, Ahmed? This is about intentions and blockages, and the second day will be about the progress, development and implementation. Third day, the working on new intentions and your higher self in work and relationships. Please the next sheet, please, Ahmed. So who is it for? This master training is ideal really for professional people who want to reduce stress, find blind spots, team synergy, better communication, and really your higher self, because you are only half by only thinking of your work. Your work also implements all your potential. And we need in this world, in this new society, we need people like you who really dare to say, I am the way I am, and these are my skills. I know my skills, and I can communicate them the right way, a verbal and a non-verbal way. So this is really an ideal training for you, which is really out of the ordinary. And I guarantee you success with this training, just by really finding your higher self, your best self. The next sheet, please, Ahmed. So this is the training then, how to find your inner compass, higher self, authentic leadership. And it will also include a copy of my best-selling book, The Universal Language of Nature, in a PDF. And there will be also personal follow-up Zoom chat of 30 minutes between the sessions. So you will really be taken by the hand to find this intuition and your unique career path, and connecting your intuition with your mind, which is really more important than ever. So if you are interested, please contact me. You've got my email address. Just the next sheet, Ahmed. So this is all, this is the PayPal me, but otherwise I'll just put my contact details. Hold on. Contact details, I'll just put them here again. They were in the beginning of the session. Try them again. So if you have questions, don't be afraid to ask them, because I know this is maybe all a bit private. It's not always maybe ideal immediately to get your answers to your questions. Don't hesitate to contact me here. Thank you so much for your energy and time, and don't hesitate to contact me, and loved working with you. And I hope you can do something with the first exercise in the coming time. So Ahmed,
Thank you, Alexandra. Thank you so much for your time and wisdom. So maybe we can open up for Q&A if anyone have a follow-up question. Maybe one question for you, Alexandra. So do you do this online? Because again, most of the folks here are in Canada, so it's not in Europe. So is this possible to be done online?
Yeah, I just explained to you very quickly. It will be all online on Zoom. Even with the horses, I'll be next to the horses and they just sense your energy, and I work with your nonverbal communication and the exercise at the same time, what you can do in your everyday life, plus visualization techniques without the horses. It's really about energy work, which is maybe a bit weird for people in IT, but you will see it will help you so much in the way you transmit your message and your personal branding. And I want everybody to be her best self. That's really what this time is about, because we are the ones we've been waiting for. Corona, this whole COVID, has not been for nothing. It's been there to find your better self. Yeah. And it's for all of you the case. So I'm happy to help you with this.
Thank you. Any questions from anyone?
Let's say I would love to know does anybody like to respond? What sort of environment did you see around you? I suppose somebody must have seen trees. Did anybody see trees around him or her? Yeah? Maybe trees. Well, I just say trees are really there for healing. So this may be a part of you. This is really the subconscious. We're just talking here. There's something to be healed still. So if you can, go into nature, go for a good walk, try to connect and just don't think. Get out of that thought process. Just be and enjoy nature around you. That may be a very important message. Other people may have people around them that says something maybe about something to solve with a certain person which needs attention. Maybe you'll see animals. I would love to know from people, what sort of animals did you see in front of you? Did you see a horse or a different animal? So this may also say something about your personality right now. What kind of animal represents you? If you like to ask. Yeah?
I would say for me it's dogs.
A dog?
Yeah.
A dog. Well, that's a wonderful thing, because a dog really stands for playfulness. And this may be something which may need attention. At the same time, it's your strength. Are you playful? Are you very trustworthy? You are probably very much, but maybe you have neglected a bit in your life right now. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this dog is very precious to you, and concentrate on dogs. Read about dogs. They say so much about your personality and your challenges in your professional life as well. So be more playful. Don't stick only to protocols and rules. Make sometimes do something you feel like doing, and do that exercise I just gave you. So thanks so much for that feedback. The dog as a wonderful animal. Yeah. Somebody else?
Thank you.
I think we're on time, so if you want to maybe come on camera, we can take that group selfie before everybody, continue their day and their weekend. And again, thank you so much, Alexandra. This is really beautiful.
You're welcome. Thanks so much.
And beautiful. I don't think we used to think about that before, but definitely worthwhile to give it a try for sure. Okay, if anyone wants to join the picture, I'm gonna give it a few seconds. Okay, so when you're ready, I want to see a great smile. So 1, 2, 3, and smile. Perfect. Thank you so much, everybody. Enjoy the rest of the day. Enjoy the long weekend, and have a great day. And we'll see you again Thursday. Thank you again, Alexandra.
Yeah, thank you, everybody. Yeah, have a great day, great weekend. Yeah, bye.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.